You are now entering the Sports and Foods Zone, where you get your sports and foods fix with your hosts, Dre and Tay. Welcome to Sports and Foods, episode 39. I had to look at the screen to see episode 39. The season finale.
Season finale.
Season 3 finale. I'm saying the season finale. I didn't say what season or nothing. Season 3 finale, Tay. Man, we're recording on August 10th. It's been a while. Sorry, everybody. This has been a funky season this year for us.
It has.
Summertime. That and then sicknesses and family stuff and a lot of and work stuff for me. And man, it's been a crazy year. But we made it to episode 39. We're still here.
Yes, we have.
We're still here. Tay, what's going on, man?
Oh, man. Chilling. You know, was watching the preseason football. So football season's here.
Fantasy
coming.
Football. Fantasy.
Yes. So that, I know, getting my mock drafts in and all that too.
We'll talk about that later too. Let's add that to the list of topics.
Plus, I always got to talk about the weather. You see what's about to be next week, man?
Oh, man.
I like today. It was nice, like 80.
Today was great.
The breeze. It was perfect, but
because
it's going to be in the hundreds.
Like, oh, man. And for 3 days in a row, it looked like on the that, extended forecast, which I actually don't believe. I don't believe the weather until it's like 2 days out. Then I start like, oh, okay. It probably might be 100 degrees because today is Tuesday and they're saying that it's going to be 100 on Thursday. Yeah, but I mean, because we're supposed to have some 90-degree days this week. Or was it this weekend maybe? We're supposed to have some 90-degree days? But I don't think it's going to get
I know it's been weird. It's been cold, like not cold, but like overcast, then a little drizzle, then hot, then back to that. Can't keep up with it.
We got schizophrenic weather. Hey, man. I am really excited about the show today. We're going to try this freestyle episode. So the show today is going to be just like the title says, freestyle. So the show is usually pretty scripted. You know, as you probably know, I do a lot of reading. Tay does some reading. We try to make it look like we're not reading. Some parts I just read straight. You guys know I'm reading. But today, there's going to be very little reading. We're just going to do a lot more conversation, we'll probably hit more topics. So, in the honor. Before I move on, sorry. Please let us know if you like it. This is big. Because we're also, because it's a season ending episode, this episode, we're going to start planning for season 4. We will be back.
Yeah.
Tay.
Yeah, we're gonna add a little bit of this in, so if you really like it, definitely let us know.
Please let us know.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Please do.
We're rookies at that, but we need your guys' input. Come check us out. Come check our YouTube, and always listen to us on the podcast channels. I know in the car you guys like to listen to our stuff, but yeah, definitely. Send a like, a comment, all that stuff would be helpful, and even tell us what you like and dislike. It'll be good because we'll be back in the lab getting ready for season 4. So all those things will be great.
Definitely. Please do all those things that Tay just said. Like, subscribe, watch every episode, listen to every episode 10 times. If
there you go.
Nothing else to do. But yes, so in honor of freestyle, we're going to hop into this. So I am going to say this. I am going to be referring to my phone because I have some notes in my phone. So it's not scripted. There's just a couple bullet points, guys.
Yeah.
So in honor of freestyle, we're going to hop into a food topic right off the bat.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Tay, this brother, his handle is Turnip Vegan. No, Vegan Turnip. Sorry, Vegan Turnip.
Turnip. There you go.
And not turnip like we're gonna turn up, like the vegetable turnip, like a turnip. I thought that was kind of like turnip. Yeah, see, I was too when I first read it. I was like, looked at it, I was like, oh no, it's a turnip, like actual the vegetable, the root vegetable. This brother cooks, Tay. I mean, he's a vegan cook, obviously. Vegan chef. I don't know if he's actually a chef. He might be an at-home chef, but he's a chef to me because this brother cooks food. This food looks so amazing. And the reason that is interesting to me is because he uses mushrooms, and he uses mushrooms in so many different ways, Tay. Like I was telling you off air, he has this one. He makes a steak out of this mushroom I ain't never even heard of called lion's mane. And I mean, Tay, it looks like real steak. Like he smashes it down, seasons it up.
Man.
But to cook these mushrooms, he does there's a process. So he goes through a process to get this done. But I mean, he grounds them up, makes them look like meat, like ground beef.
Wow.
And seasons them like taco meat stuff. And man,
does he cook it on the stove, like fry it?
Yeah. He's cooking like normal, like in your kitchen. Like I tell you. But the thing that's also so interesting is there's so many different types of mushrooms, and people use these different types of mushrooms to do all kind of stuff. Like this lion mane mushroom looked like it was hairy kind of situation. There's a trumpet mushroom. Have you seen this? It looks like a long skinny thing. I mean,
I have to look that up.
So they cut it. This one they cut it and they use it to. What did I see her? I just saw a lady use these trumpet mushrooms to do something. Now it's escaping me. Creminis. I didn't realize there was some. When I was a kid, I just saw a mushroom, and I thought all mushrooms looked the same. They were just like a
me too.
Top mushroom. No, there's like a zillion mushrooms. And then as I got older, they had the now I'm blanking on that. The big mushrooms that put on burgers and stuff. Portobello mushrooms.
Portobello,
yeah. They had. I saw portobello mushroom. Cool. So every mushroom must be called a portobello mushroom. No, there's. I won't say thousands, but there's probably hundreds of different types of mushrooms. And this brother's cooking them in all different ways. If you guys are into vegan cuisine, I'm about to get more into it. I'm gonna try to cook something off of this video, something with these mushrooms. I gotta find something that's more like in Andre's lane though, because the process he went through to cook them steaks with that lion's mane was like he baked it or steamed it and then did some process and then he seasoned it. It's
not gonna come out the way he did it.
It's too much, Tay. I can't handle it. But if you're in the vegan food, I think it handles vegan turnip. Like again, remember turnip as in the food. Tay will put it on the screen once he puts that stuff in, and I'll give him the right name. Oh, that's why I pointed earlier. There you go.
I'll be thinking why you say it, while you talking.
You can find us on all podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. Or you can see our faces in our full videos on youtube.com. Search SportsNFoods.com.
So, I mean, if you've been alive in the last week, I mean, you have to know the most horrifying news ever that has been on every sports channel, across America, probably even other countries. The Pac-12 is imploding. It's basically done.
It's done, man.
The conference that we've grown up on, the conference that we've loved, the conference that I still love.
Conference of Champions.
The conference, as a great Portland Trailblazer once said, the conference always says the Conference of Champions.
Every time, every episode, every game that he does, he says it. I hear it.
The Conference of Champions. I just tell you, I'm hurting in my heart.
It doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make any sense. It just happened overnight, too. Like, I knew it was, when USC and UCLA left, I still have faith that they could survive or eventually, but, like, it kind of died down, and then, boom, in a week, they brought it back up, and then they started voting, and it was like a done deal. It's insane.
I tell you, it started. I mean, it's really the commissioner's fault, to be quite honest. I mean, I blame USC and UCLA, and then I really blame Colorado. But really, it's the commissioner's fault. He should have been out trying to get a deal that was worthy of these teams, or that would be worthy of these teams wanting to stay in this conference. I mean,
yeah, he killed the Pac-12 commissioner, killed it.
Yeah, I mean,
all our games, our big games, weren't on national TV. They were all at 7:30 at night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's just so many things, and then he had many years to figure it out.
He had years.
Yeah, worse.
I mean, and think about, I know these in these big meetings, these commissioners are talking about, hey, or these presidents talking about, hey, we're looking at other conferences. You know, I mean, this didn't just come about in the last 2 years. No, they were already probably like, hey, you know, if you can't get us a better contract, we're gonna have to look elsewhere. And so that would have been like, hey, let me get better contract.
I think it started with Texas and
Oklahoma.
That actually started the snowball. Oklahoma going to the SEC, because they were kind of saying it's gonna like turn into these mega conferences, and then once USC, UCLA, I mean, I still thought something would be okay, but no, it was just a matter of time. Like Oregon and Washington had to, like, and the Big Ten is loving that. I mean, Oregon, some of the biggest hiding rating games was Oregon at Michigan, Oregon at Ohio State a couple of years ago. Like, those were huge games. So, you know, it's more money, and that's what it's all about.
That's all they care about, really, is the money. Yeah, that's all they care about is money. It's just, the bottom line is money, and that's all they care about. I mean,
players get money, coaches are getting big money, like TV deal. It all connects. It's TV deal.
Oh yeah, the TV deal is really how they pour all the money to all these things. But Tay, if you don't mind, they forgot about one thing: the fans. What about the fans? What about us?
I know.
Like, what about us? Like, I've been a fan of the Pac-12 like my whole life. Like,
I've been defending it too. Like, we have some good football, man. Some of the best NFL players are still a lot of them for the Pac-10 or Pac-12. Excuse me. Yeah.
And basketball too.
Basketball too.
We got baseball players. I mean, Tracktown USA. I mean, come on.
It's insane, and it's sad too. Like I was telling you earlier, man, I haven't grieved yet. Like, it hasn't sunk in, it hasn't set in yet. But, you know, after this season, man, it's gonna be real. We're gonna be watching. I don't even understand it. Have you seen that map where it's like Oregon,
there's 4 teams on the coast, and then everybody else is in the middle of the country.
Yeah,
at the top though.
It's crazy.
Closer to the East Coast though.
Yeah,
like, that's what this dude Doggy was talking about on the show on what's that show called? Stephen A's show, whatever that show is. I can't remember what the show is called. But he was talking about
First Take.
First Take. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was, you know, Doggy. He gets mad. And he talks at the end of the show. And he was talking about Oregon flying 6,000 miles to play Rutgers. Or play Maryland, one of the two. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
That's ridiculous. Like, come on, man. Like,
I know it's crazy, but this is what it's gonna be. Hopefully, though, I think in a few years, it'll be natural. We'll be excited, but it's just it's sad, man. Like, I've never heard of a big conference that's over 100 years old.
108.
Just bye overnight.
We were a Power 5 conference. We weren't the WAC. Or the Big Sky. We were a Power 5 conference. Like,
yeah.
We just folded. Like,
folded.
Done. All right. On to some, I guess, other depressing news. Like, Tay, man, what's up with the PGA, man? Like, this story, man, I had to bring it back because I just didn't understand, like, you talk so bad about Liv. Like, they talk so bad about it. Like, it's good to make golf bad. It's going to, you know, do this and the other thing. And then I'm reading the headline, PGA's merging with Liv Golf.
Yeah.
What?
Just like we just talked about, dude. It's that money. People put stuff on their kids. Put it, you know, they shouldn't be putting it on the GOD, but...
Right.
And then as soon as some money comes in the picture.
What you say about the $100? Oh man.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
He seems like he backpedals the I don't know what they call him, the commissioner of the PGA, or he must have backpedaled so fast, man. Like,
I think he even spoke in front of like the senators and stuff. Did he was up there on the podium like, the integrity of golf is important to me.
No, it is not. How much they told you was about to get paid is important to you.
Yeah.
You liar.
Yeah. Them Saudis was like, well, let me show you a different number. Then he was like, oh, okay. Well, I'm think about this real quick.
Oh man, so much contradicting like yourself. Like, I mean, really, they talk so bad, Tay. And like, I mean, like you said, it always comes down to the almighty dollar. Always comes down to the almighty dollar.
I do have to say though, I do want to see those stars back playing PG. I mean, I don't watch every golf tournament, but I do watch a little bit. You know, when I just kind of flick on it and sit there for a few minutes, and I do kind of catch the final day on Sunday, and if it's close, I'll watch it. But it's weird when it's not, Johnson and Mickelson and all them. Like, it just makes it more competitive. So I do like that they're back to playing against each other, because I think some of the tournaments they have played, they've almost won. I think they won a couple of them too. So it's just, they're the stars of the game. But I mean, talk about faking it, man.
Oh, Tay, killing me.
Yeah.
But let me talk about something else that's been killing me. Tay, I've been back to the gym, bro. I'm trying to get my guns up, everybody. Tay, so when I was in my 20s, I never stretched. In my 30s, never stretched. Tay, in my early 40s, I guess I'm in my early 40s still. Up until like this year, never stretched. Tay, I have pulled in the last, and Tay, I'll tell you, I ain't been going to the gym that long. I ain't been back in the gym long. I done pulled 4 muscles in this time that I've been back in the gym. And Tay, I'll tell you, I've never pulled a muscle before in my life. Like, never.
Where at?
First my back, then my chest, then my calf, and then I hurt something in my foot. I don't know what was wrong with my foot. You got it on
all areas.
Every part, Tay. I mean, like, my shoulders pops now. Like, that's what I was telling Lindsay. Like, I have to stretch. Like, that's what I was telling. When we were at breakfast, I was telling Marcus about his 20-minute stretching routine. I used to get mad. Like, why are we doing this? Can we just get to lift the weights? Nah, man. Stretch. So for all you people that ain't 20, that ain't 30, you know what though? Let me back up. Stretching is good for everybody at all ages. That's how you keep your flexibility, by stretching through your whole life. I can still touch my toes. So I tell you, that is the one thing. I get out. I mean, every time.
Yeah, if I can't do it, I'm gonna get concerned. Like, I'm
stretching
officially old. No, but stretching is good. I've always been a stretcher, but so I do it real quick. But I have pulled my. I still get cramps, but I have stretched more than I ever have in my life, and even when I don't want to, I'll be like, oh, I should do it, and then I do it, and I feel good. Or I'll start working out and be like, ooh, after that first rep, my muscles start tight. I'm like,
I didn't stretch.
And like, my body's telling me like, oh, if you don't,
hey man,
right
I'm
now,
not warmed up yet.
Yeah.
I ain't warmed up yet. Don't do that. So I guess the moral of the story is stretch, please, stretch. Where do I go if I want more sports and foods?
SNFpodcast.com.
All right, Tay. I just told you a second ago we're gonna be talking about the TBT, and you said to me, "What's the TBT?" Yeah, the TBT, the basketball tournament. You don't watch the basketball tournament? Yeah, the TBT.
You're right.
If you guys are not aware of the TBT is a tournament that they play in the summertime. It's a single elimination tournament, and they play for $1 million. one team, and they zell the money to your team, each team person. However, you guys decide to divvy up your money between your coaches or the coach or whoever on your team. The games are exciting. They have this Elam ending.
They got bigger too.
Oh, it's huge.
They're like regional.
Yeah, field of 64 teams now. Yeah. I mean, and
wow,
I don't know.
I didn't know it was that many.
Yeah, they play. Yeah, so they go to regions just like it's just. And then so what we see on ESPN, or what we see on ESPN is the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8 or something like that. So we don't get to watch all the small regional games to get these people.
Those arenas have been packed. The couple I watched this year, I was like, man, they're playing in the normal college arena. It's like 16, 17,000. They probably got like 12, 13,000 in there right now.
Tell you, man, it's good basketball, man. Like I said, it's a single elimination tournament, and these dudes are playing for money. Like these ain't NBA players. I guess I should have said that. These are not NBA players. These are some of these guys have played overseas. Some of these guys are ex big time college basketball players here in the States. And they're playing, man. I mean, they play 4 9-minute quarters. Some of these dudes are older dudes, and like I was saying earlier, they play this Elam ending, which makes it even better. So they don't play to the clock ends; they play to a specific point total. So in the fourth quarter, and with 4 minutes left, whoever's leading the game, they add 8 points to their score, and then that's the final score. So if my team got 72 points and your team got 80 points, they're gonna add 8 points to your score, and the game ends on 88. So I gotta get 10 points, or shoot, I got to get 18 points. We about to lose. Yeah, we about to lose, and you only got to get 8, and that's how it works. I think it's like it makes basketball. I wish the NBA would.
It gets intense too when it gets to that level. It changes the whole. It's like a whole different game too.
Because now you're playing the point. Each point matters. You can't run on the court. Oh, we got 4 more minutes left. We got 2 more. We got 10 more possessions. I can take a break. No, we got 8 points. So they can score 8 points in 4 baskets. So and then not only that, tell you though, this is the thing. That's what I said. It makes it even more exciting. Is they lose the game, they're done. Their shot at $1 million is over. Like one loss, you out. So you got to play your best basketball every game.
You know what I like about it too? Hooping. When they win, they go to the wall and they take their thing and slap it on there. And everybody's like, yeah.
It's dope. I love cool. TBT, man. Every summer, that's what I'm watching. WNBA and TBT. I watch.
I didn't
all
watch.
The
Is it over? I didn't.
Actually, I didn't watch the final.
Yeah.
I watched. Well, there was a game on. There was a semifinal game on like earlier this week, and I don't know. I should have looked it up before we started recording. Sorry, guys. You have to look up yourself. The basketball tournament. Yeah. I think the final was sometime this week, or maybe it's this weekend.
Oh, okay.
I'll look it up after maybe get done. But
yes,
if you've never watched the TBT, you should watch it. Tay even vouched for it too. Once he realized what I was talking about.
I want to bring this up. What do you think about the NBA in-season tournament that's this season?
It's
gonna be interesting.
I have not looked too much into that tournament, so I don't know much about it. I know it's going to be something similar to what the WNBA. The WNBA has a Commissioner's Tournament, Commissioner's Cup that they run. I think it's in the early part of the season. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I don't know how that. I guess I need to look more into it.
It is a little different how they see that. I forget too, but it's intriguing to see. I know people are they're not used to the big change, but I think it might make the season a little bit more interesting. But we'll see.
What it probably does too, Tay, is it makes the beginning of the season more interesting, because at the beginning of the season, the veteran teams are kind of like, season, we could kind of take the time to get into this. Nah, man, we're gonna start playing for some bread. You know what I mean? Like, get y'all. We're gonna play. We're gonna hoop now. We got hoop because we gotta try to win this cup or whatever the tournament is. But like going back to what you said about people not liking change, it's similar to when they added those the play-in tournament at the end of the
play-in tournament, which
and
are
people
nice
were like,
now.
"Oh, I hate the play-in tournament. The play-in tournament's terrible." No, the play-in tournament is great. It makes
Miami Heat. They were on the wall, backs on the wall to even get in the playoffs, and they're like,
in the finals.
To the finals. Yeah.
I mean, but in the play-in tournament, they played through the play-in tournament and ended up in the finals. You know what I mean? Like,
remember when the Blazers?
Roll with it.
Remember the Blazers played in the bubble and they had to win. They're playing too, and that was when Dame went off and they got in. That was cool.
Oh, Tay, you said that name, that guy's name.
Oh, perfect timing.
Perfect timing. Now we're just gonna talk about it now because the NBA, if you didn't know, sent a letter. Thank you, NBA. Thank you, Adam Silver, lawyers, whoever else, saying that Dame's agent can stop calling and telling teams that he wasn't gonna play for them. And that he would play for those teams if they traded for him. But he already soured the pot, so none of them teams want him anyway no more. So
I know. It's the worst situation possible right now. The thing about it is we should be able to trade him super easy.
Because he's under contract for 4 more years with a no trade. He doesn't have a no trade contract. So you could trade him or you could do whatever. And he could, I think it's a player option that fourth season.
Coming off his best
3 seasons. Yeah, you got him
coming
for 3
off
years.
His best year. He was dominant last year.
I really thought Danny Ainge and the Utah Jazz were going to give us some picks and hook us up. I thought he was going to be going to Utah. I was kind of happy, but he would have been happy too. He played it at Ogden. He played in that's where Wichita is.
We didn't even
State.
try. I remember. I think I saw that where he said they didn't even reach out to him at all. Like, that's crazy.
Oh, they didn't.
So that was a miss. But yeah, I mean, there might be somebody can bring up, but I can't think of a star player who wants to be traded, who's as good as Dame is and respected as he is, and we're in this situation where it's like he might be in training camp. It's gonna be crazy. Like, we got this youth movement now, and I'm a Dame homer. I wish somehow we would have pulled off the All-Star to come, but it's in a weird state where I don't even know like what's gonna happen. Like, it's scary. It's scary.
Yeah, well, I'm a Trailblazer fan, so I'm always pro Trailblazer. So it's always I don't care who the whatever player is, if it's not good for the Trailblazers, it's not good for Andre. So Dame need to get out of here because we got young players that are ready, Scoot's ready to take over, and I want him to.
It's gonna be exciting.
Tay, and then hopefully. No, go ahead. I was just gonna say, hopefully, maybe we can lower the ticket price a little bit if we lose a couple more seasons.
They got to. But I was thinking, like, man, why do we sign Grant for that much money if we're on this youth movement? Because we have way more flexibility, but I like him, so I'm not like upset about it. It's just kind of crazy how it kind of swung our whole approach, I guess.
Well, no, I think our approach has stayed the same. Cronin's been saying he's going to get some veteran players, but all Cronin's been bringing in is young players.
No, he has not done anything.
No,
he's got rid of the veteran. I'm glad we didn't give Hart $80 million.
Oh man,
but me too. And he's in a good situation. But
yep, I'm glad.
I understand that, but I didn't even think about when they got rid of him. Like, if you're really trying to build, because he's a really good piece. He would have kept him, of course, after all the getting rid of Powell and all them. Like, I thought Hart was a really good piece to go with our team, but he never. We had him on the bench, then we had him starting in the small forward position. It's just crazy, and now we can't even trade Dame, and this agent too. They want to only go to Miami, which. Just messed it all up.
Like, how you give one team, man? Like, come on,
one
man.
Team.
Like, one team.
I like the Brooklyn package.
Well,
I like what they were trying to.
3 or 4 teams. Couldn't get like 3 teams. Couldn't get 3 teams. One team. I want to go to Miami. Period. Hung up the phone. So when people do that to me, that means you ain't going to Miami. I'm trading you. I'm trading you to not Memphis. I'm trading you to Orlando. You going to I can get some real young players and a whole bunch of good draft picks from them.
Yeah.
You going to Orlando.
I do think. Oh man, I don't know. I think we have a shot to pull off something good, but I think it's gonna take time, and I think we might be starting the season. Now, I don't see him saying he's not gonna sit out. I don't see that because he makes $50 million a year, so it's just gonna be weird. It's gonna set back, what we got at the youth movement too. So it's like I just want this over with and get on with the future.
Because I'm ready to see Scoot dominate the league real quick one time on him, and now I feel like if Cronin can do the right things after we get Dame out of here and we get some good stuff back, we can really start building toward a championship. We got 2 cornerstone top players. We just got to get a big, man. We got to get a big, and I mean, really, that Miami big kid, he's 21. He was right into the scheme, and the Jaime, he's 24.
I don't even know how tall he is.
He's 6'10".
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so I mean, like, not a center. He can be our power forward. We got to go find that. We need a Jalen Duran or really wish we could have got Mitchell, the dude from the center from New York, the Knicks. But
Robinson,
Mitchell Robinson. There you go. Thank you. Yeah. But I mean, we're gonna see, Tay. We got 7 weeks till training camp starts.
Wow. Yeah.
And
there ain't no movement. There ain't nothing going.
Crickets. I was just saying, ain't no phones ringing, ain't nobody doing nothing. And then in the background of all this, you got James Harden trying to get traded.
Yeah, I saw things on the internet where he's part of coming to Portland and all that. Like, I would be pissed.
Oh, Tay, that's one of the packages they keep showing, where we get Harden and Lowry and 4 terrible first round picks, and
even the picks are bad.
Jaime, and we get so the only things good about this whole package they put together are the 2 young players. Everything else about this package is terrible. What are we supposed to do with James Harden and Kyle Lowry? We don't want either of them. Am I not just going to pick his salary up?
Yeah.
Why would we take him? That don't even make sense.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's disrespectful, and I think that's what those teams are doing. Like in the real world, like they're really slowballing us with these picks because we all summer somehow ESPN and all them is just picking up on this Dame situation and blowing it out of proportion. So it's kind of
they talk about
them all in. It's all they talked about. Like I didn't think it was gonna get this crazy. They're always disrespecting Dame's greatness, but now all of a sudden he's like the talk of the league. Like, be quiet, because it just lowers our value. It seems desperate, but
they do it on purpose.
This is Portland, man. This is what we deal with. We deal with these huge things, and like it's never easy. It's never going to be easy. But I like what we got going though. It
is time to do one of my favorite things. We haven't done that much this season, Tay. We haven't played that many games on the show.
No,
so I thought, why not in our last episode of the season have a game? And Tay, usually the games are, everybody, that's what I also tell you. I never tell Tay what the game is before we get on the air. So it's always brand new to him. So today's game is, it's kind of like a game that I stole from TNT and kind of made it for our show. Okay. And the game is this. Tay, I'm going to list some players, some football players, some NFL football players. And I just want you to tell me what team they played for last season.
I like it.
So let's start with it. Oh, Tay, you know what I was going to do? I was going to put you on a timer and see how many you can get in 60 seconds. Actually, let's do that. So I'm going to start right now. Ezekiel Elliott.
What team?
What team did he play for last season?
Oh, Cowboys.
Okay. We'll start again. That's what I'm going to do. So name a player and you just tell me what team he played for last season.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to try to see how many you can get in 60 seconds. All right. Jonathan Taylor.
Colts.
Okay. Christian Kirk.
Ooh.
Wide receiver.
Jags.
Von Miller.
Bills.
Jason Kelsey.
Ooh. That's a
center.
pass.
Eagles. Irv Smith.
Okay. Irv Smith
Jr. Tight end.
Vikings.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Wagner.
Oh, Rams.
Jacoby Brissett.
I had Chubb in fantasy football. Cleveland.
Yes, that's right. Hayden Hurst, tight end.
Ooh. Atlanta.
Bengals.
Oh, you're right.
Noah Fant.
Seahawks. And Denver.
And then, yeah, both. You're right. That's true. Actually, I had it wrong. You're right. Both he played on both
That's
teams.
just because I'm Seahawks fan.
Trent Williams, tackle.
49ers.
All right. It was actually, we went over time, but that's okay. You're pretty good. Tell you only what? Jason Kelsey, the center from the Eagles. And Hayden Hurst. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So you did.
Yeah.
You got about 8.
I was mixing them up with somebody, but yeah, I knew that. But it's that pressure. I was like, so I was like, I can't.
I got a couple more. Games like this, but not for this. For next season, I stumbled upon the idea that a whole bunch of ideas now. So we'll have more games next season in season 4. So please make sure you tune in for season 4, which we'll talk about.
I made it through.
I tell you did a good job. I wasn't worried because I know you know your football, so that's why I wasn't worried.
Plus, it's fantasy football season, so I've been studying players, so it's fresh in my mind. If we did this a few months ago, I've been like out of it.
But the thing that's kind of tricky about this is that it's last season. So like when I'm looking at fantasy football, like Hayden Hurst now plays for the Carolina Panthers. So when I was looking, I was like, let me just throw this guy on here and see if I can trick him up.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Before we leave this, before we leave the football, I want to talk quickly about fantasy football. Tay, it is here. It's my favorite time of the season, of year. I say it every year. But what I want to ask you is this. Tay has the first pick in one of the leagues I am in with him. And Tay has got the first pick, I feel like
3 of the last 5 years. Easy.
Yeah, there you go. I thought about the last 3 out of the last 5 years.
There's conspiracy, I think.
Tay, you don't have to tell me who you're going to pick or what you're going to pick, but my question is this. Would you ever consider, I'm not even consider, would you, with the number 1 pick, take a wide receiver?
That is a good question. And this year, it's definitely something I'm considering. But it's tough, man, because you have the number 1 pick. With running backs, you get, 20-something picks till you get to pick again, 20, which you do get 2, but
22 or something like that.
You have to worry about, the production of what running backs, depending on which league you're in, how many, if they're popular or not, based off of, PPR, all that. So that is a good question. And it is something you have to consider. There is a few wide receivers, though. If I was going to pick, some of the top receivers, there's a good case that they could be really good for you because they're just, right now, with their throwing and they're putting up crazy numbers. Like, they might have one bad game, but they get the touches. They're getting 12, 13 passes thrown in them, and they're going to get 100 yards. So at least you're going to get, but if they get 2 touchdowns, oh man, that just elevates your team. So, that's a lot of points. So
quick. You said it right, Tay. You said it straight right. Like at the number 1 pick, I would consider picking a wide receiver, especially one of the top 2 wide receivers. Definitely. I'm not as high on Cooper Kupp as some people are, but
you know what's crazy though about the running backs? There's like so many that are unknowns. Like from like you got one of the best in the league, Dalvin Cook, is not even on the team yet.
Right.
You got contract disputes.
Jonathan
you got
Taylor and
like
Jacobs.
People like the Eagles. They got 3 who you don't even know who's going to start because they all are injury prone or they're all split. There's so many running backs that are like, but they will once the season plays out. Somebody gets hurt. Something happened. Like all of us, or like there's 2 good ones and then one starts becoming the guy. Like it's tough. So you have to really figure it out or get lucky on a couple of them because
no, you're totally right. That was what I was about to say. Luck. It's all about luck because the thing, and having a good waiver pick in that first couple of weeks of waiver wire, so you can get those guys that didn't get the backups when they do get hurt. That's it, Tay. Because like I mean, with this whole thing now about having 2 running back by committee. I mean, Dan Campbell just came out and said it. We're going to run our 2 running backs basically both like lead backs. Well, I don't want either of them dudes.
Yeah, and if you're in a league that has touches involved, I think it's a lot easier to choose. But like in a standard league where there's no touches, like the running back is important, and you gotta get that production. And there's so many, like you said, there's teams that they throw so much. Like the running back is I don't know, it's not I guess consistent like you think. So I feel like before it was like there's some you know kind of who you want to get, and now it's like you have to really figure it out. Even the top ones, like
excuse me, but tell you the thing is, like, that's what I was gonna say. Having those guys on the bottom, you know what I mean, like you were talking about the 3 in Philadelphia. I don't know if I'll touch any of them dudes, to be honest.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Those 2 at the top are killing me. Jonathan Taylor and Jacobs.
Because Jacobs he gets the ball a lot.
I don't even know what to do. Like, and in one of my leagues, I'm 12. So those 2 dudes would be like, well, Taylor wouldn't, but Jacobs might be there.
Even
normally
Tennessee Titans,
Derrick Henry,
running back, like he had a good year too. But at the same time, like they have their line is suspect. They got Hopkins finally a receiver, but that's kind of it. So they don't have like that killer. Like
they got Hopkins, they ain't got no quarterback.
Yeah, they don't got no quarterback. So like, is he gonna have another big year? Or at some point he's not. So even him, like, it's like, are you gonna get him like last year or 2 years ago? You're getting them top 3, 4, 5 pick for sure. Now it's like he could drop further or he could still go, but you're really risking. You know,
I got him in the mock draft yesterday in the 2nd round. And I was picking 6.
Which would be crazy 2 years ago. It would never even get close to that.
But people are scared to pick him because I've been scared every year, and this year I'm just not scared. I'm just not scared this year. If he kaputs, then I just will be mad.
Then what about like people assume the running back from Atlanta is going to be good, and he could be, but it's just a rookie. Like it's the NFL.
They are drafting this dude. His ADP is,
in
my mind, is way too high. Oh, it's way too high. You ain't ever seen the dude and then he plays for the Atlanta Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons. Yeah.
Sorry, Birdie.
They do run it a lot.
They suck. They ran it at the highest rate or one of the highest rates. I think at least top 2 or 3 highest rates in the league last year. But that's partly because Marcus ran the ball a lot too. They do, yeah.
And they got a good, what's his name, Algier or whatever.
Yeah, Tyler Algier.
He's good. Like, and you don't want to run Robinson in the ground, but like,
no.
I think, like I said, like we don't know too, but like, would you pick up? Some people might pick him 2nd pick in the draft or 3rd pick. Like, it's like, man, I did for Barkley that his rookie year, and it paid off. But that's rare that. Like,
Saquon
that guy
was a monster.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll shoot.
He was.
Shoot, they're saying this guy is too, though. So maybe I don't know. I mean, to tell you what, these rookies that come into the league that are healthy and play, they've been playing good. Like they've been playing well. But I just don't know that he's going to give you the return that his ADP is suggesting.
You know who's a tough one too?
Who's that?
Is Najee Harris. Like he's I like he Najee. Gets a lot of carries. Their team is better, but we don't know too. Like he doesn't. His production is not like you think he would be 1,200, 1,500 yards. 10 touchdowns, but his line and like the same thing. But like it's like, are you gonna pick him high or are you gonna hope he falls? Like there's a lot of that.
Well, the thing about Najee, I think he was hurt last year a little bit, but he also his line is decent. The quarterback play, playing with Mitchell Trubisky is hard, man. Like, have you seen Mitchell Trubisky play? He ain't good, man. And that's, I mean, the thing, and
they had a rookie quarterback playing too.
You have now they have like 3 legit offensive weapons, and not one of them is a quarterback, and they all rely on the quarterback, or at least 2 of them really rely on the quarterback. And Robinson can do his own thing, but Drake and Pitts.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully Ritter is much better than Mitchell Trubisky, but you got these real London Drake is a decent receiver, and Kyle Pitts is supposed to be the second coming of God and at tight end.
He hasn't had a quarterback really throwing to him either.
No.
It's sad to say that. Like, I love Mariota, but I watched those games because I had one of those, the running back, the veteran running back. I can't think it was Patterson. And so I was, and they had this, that red zone. I love red zone because I get to watch it now. And yeah, it's like Pitts, man. This is year 3 now. Like,
but it's not him though. They got to get him the football. He has to be able to get the ball.
They don't even be throwing to him. Like, like you should throw it up to him. I've seen him catch it in traffic, and they don't even look his way. He's just running corner routes, deep routes as decoys.
He's just getting cardio. After running routes, to get cardio. That's what he's out there doing. His heart is pumping nice and neat. He out there just running around. Can't catch me. I don't have the ball though.
Make sure you look out for part 2 of the Freestyle episode, season finale, next week. Yep, season finale is 2 parts, so check out part 2 next episode.